Only 1% of all the water on the Earth is drinkable. That 1% of water is also commodified. That means that over 2 billion people do not have access to clean drinking water. Meanwhile, the $22 billion bottled water industry defines water as something to be bottled and sold as a product to those with enough money to pay for it. This problem is so deeply rooted in our society that it has even been incorporated into schools.
I think the fact that an industry like bottled water exists in our society is sort of a demonstration of ignorance, that people don't actually realize that public water is perfectly fine, and that they've been really made afraid by companies that they should be buying this safer plastic water because it's obviously not safer, it's not better for the environment. It's a negative thing all around. I think it's a sign of a pretty big and deep problem in our society that this even exists in the first place. And of course, that problem has been manufactured by corporations.
If there were rules, if there were like some sort of boundaries on these corporations for them to actually do good, then that would be all right, but that's not the reality of our world. I think that for students, vending machines are actually, they might be useful, but for example, right outside we've got plenty of water fountains that are a good alternative, right? Bottled water in schools and vending machines in schools, I don't think are necessarily very helpful in that setting. Like I said, it's unsustainable, it's unnecessary, and it's just not required, I don't think. However, if you look at the income that we get from it in the schools, it's necessary in a sense because there's these big corporations that fund the school, fund all the projects, and if we take those vending machines out, then the students will have less funding.
My perspective on having bottled water in schools is like this. I really feel that schools need to embody the best of humanity, the pinnacle of what it is to be human. And I think having bottled water in the schools doesn't necessarily represent that. We're not putting our best foot forward. Academic institutions are the pillar of modern society, and as pillars I think we need to model best practices to our students, and students need to model best practices to the system as well.
You're quantifying a human right. You're saying, well, now you have to pay $2.99 for every bottle of life, which is a little bit scary.
I don't think that people should have to pay for water and then pay for a bottle that they're going to use once, and then if they want more, they just have to go back and buy more.
Pop and vending machine companies, they make a lot of money from kids, and that's where the plastic bottles come from mainly, and it's convenient. But I think that if we were able to show the school and the kids exactly what it's done, like in a first-hand example, then it might change some of their minds.
I think the problem with the plastic water bottles and the disposable everything is that we don't see it. And once we use it, we just get rid of it and we don't see any of it ever again. So one thing that we tried was we collected all the garbage from our school and then we brought it out in front of them. And I think that makes you realize, like, holy, I've collected all of this garbage. And if we could actually see how it builds up, we would realize how much we're wasting.
I feel like water should be available to everyone, and so instead of using bottled water, they could just use fountains instead, because that way no one has to pay money to pollute the environment. I found a lot of plastic floating around, and in the albatross, for example, they've found a lot of plastic inside of the birds' stomachs, and it's a cause of death.
I think in the big picture, there's always the issue of water.
Water is obviously one of the most important and key factors of our world. So that's what scares me about this industry and about this issue overall, is that more than the environmental issue, which is obviously huge, more than the health issue, which is huge, more than the expense issue, which is huge, is the fact that you're quantifying a human right. So I think that that's a step that we need to make, maybe backwards, to say we're not going to price it, we're not going to segregate who can have water, who can't.
Since I was in grade 9 here, we've been trying to ban the bottled water from being sold here. And there's always arguments that kids will buy other things, and it's been ridiculous. But in 2009, we went to the principal and we had a petition, and we collected signatures from all over the school and the community to enforce no selling of water bottles at the school. And what our principal said was that we had a contract and that it wouldn't be able to happen for another 2 years or so. So we're just looking into bringing that back up again.
I really believe that the school administration is there to support us and that it's there for our own good. I think it's there to help us, and that I really think that it does believe in what we're doing, what we're trying to make the world, trying to make it a better place. We're trying to improve the school where they work as well.
The first thing was we made a list of all the bad effects of having the water bottle here, the plastic, the health, and everything. We decided that we could help this move quickly if we provided an alternative, and we purchased metal water bottles to say, like, look, we're trying something else, and if kids can get the water bottles, they can bring water. It's not like because we're not selling it, people won't be able to drink the water, which I think helped, but there's always the issue of the contract and with the vending machines, so hopefully that second time around it'll help. We can get it out.
So one of the questions I think needs to be asked by the academic institutions is, what are our values as an institution? What are our morals telling us as an institution? And what are we projecting out to the world?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to ban plastic water bottles in our school. It's been 2 years, and there's just no need.
In April of 2011, Brooks Secondary School's Environmental Club finally ended the 3-year battle with bottled water. By September 2011, all bottles will be removed from the vending machines in the school. This is just one paint stroke of many on the canvas towards taking back the tap in schools and communities all over the globe. So make your stand and say no to the bottled water industries and guarantee clean water as a human right for all.